Sega.
A distant future finds the world in continued chaos. International incidents between global powers quickly turn into international conflicts between global armies, and the full arsenal of atomic, biological, and chemical weapons assure the mutual destruction of those foolish enough to resort to their use. Terrorists in the name of deity and desolate soon exploded around the globe, and the very concept of peace was lost forever. As emerging economies throw the hazardous byproducts of their success into land, sea, and air, unknown illnesses and birth defects begin to change humanity in unexpected, grotesque ways. Humans found a way to survive. Nanomachines could dramatically lower the natural occurring rate of mutation, and developments in cybernetics provide a way to compensate for lost limbs and broken DNA. However, these advances could not drag the world out of anarchy. The will of law had yielded to the supremacy of one's own greed. In the ruined city of Alhambra, two men arrive on different paths. A chaser, sweeping the area for a missing man. A sweeper, chasing after a renegade trader. For these two men, no plan was ever straightforward, and no path is ever traveled alone.
Oh, it was a voice. That was a voice. Oh, jeez. How did that guy from Batman do it? I had a hard time breathing. What's the water?
And welcome everyone to Anarchy Reigns, a game developed by Platinum Games and published by Sega in 2012. For those of you who don't know, this is basically a fighting game, and throughout this whole playthrough, I'm going to be showing you guys the fighting game standard of campaign or story mode, starting with new, of course. Now for this game, of course I'm going to overwrite, thank you very much, please, yes, thank you. For this game, I'm going to be doing it on normal. Usually in the games I like to pick the hardest difficulty, but when I first played through this game on a stream, on hard, it was actually properly hard. You'll see later when I explain later. But for now, dramatic cutscene with dead body and crows and lightning and such. And a very ominous looking man, who apparently does not take very kindly to seeing such a dead body. Thanks God for that convenient lightning bolt. Platinum Games. People who also made Bayonetta and Vanquish.
A 12-hour standoff at the Metro Alhambra Bank on Wall Road ended when the Bureau of Public Safety High Crimes Division stormed the bank, killing 5 gunmen inside. Local organizations have broadly praised the BPS for the swiftly executed rescue operation, during which none of the 48 hostages were killed, though 2 were reported to have sustained serious injuries.
Do people get off on, like, polygons? I mean, understandably, everything in this bar is basically a hologram, but polygons. That woman doesn't have anything on her. She's just squares.
2 of the hostages were severely injured, but you managed the rescue with no casualties. You must be pleased. Can you comment on the operation's success?
No. Which is to say, we make many options, we pick best strategy, we make happen. Like every time.
That's a very convenient bar bot.
No thanks. I quit. Hey, everything's peachy. Yeah, well, I got here in one piece. You check the data I sent?
Oh yes. One of the main 3 people that you get to play as in this game, part of the BPS. The Ice Queen Sasha. The young rookie Leo. And the head of the troop, Nikolai, the Lightning Man.
Caxton was your direct superior until his arrest 3 months ago, correct? Sources tell us that his escape was an inside job, and the murder charges were false. So can you tell us what really happened?
What is this woman's gossip show? No comment.
This man, you know? He sells gold nugget here. He's worth 10,000. Now you know.
Don't abuse the bar by. He's just doing his job.
No, he doesn't know. And this isn't Milvallen. Aren't you out of your jurisdiction?
Now, Jack. That's a name I remember from another game. Very familiar one at that.
Jack Cayman. Jack the Chaser. Huh.
Nice eye. BS guys get all the perks. You get off on looking through everyone's dirty laundry.
It's BPS. Ah. You chase Max too, huh?
Wait, Nikolai. I've just accessed security logs. Seems like Max has changed his look. Not for the better. The biometrics check out. It's him.
Dummy Zobrazny.
I already sent.
It is him. And he still has tech.
So he is dangerous. Yes, we know this.
Look, comrade.
I love the little sigh from Sasha. She's like, oh, not again.
Подъем.
How many times do you do this, Nikolai? Just punch random people who's, you know, slightly aggravated? It's a bit extreme, don't you think? That's right, you walk away, main character. I'll play as later. Now in this game, you have two choices for story. You have the black side, and you have the white side. For this playthrough, at least initially, I'm going to be picking the black side first, because, I don't know, once you go black here, you can actually go back. So, why not take advantage of that? So without further ado, let's get to work. Playing as Mr. Jack Cayman. And of course, if you haven't noticed from the basic loading screen that stays on for quite a while, shows you a good chunk of the controls of this game.
Around.
And if you noticed, this is definitely a fighting game. And that bull is totally checking me out. It's kind of weird. Whatevs. We got work to do. See you later, Barbot. You're my only friend here. But, welcome to Alhambra. A shithole that has a place called the Funky Town Burger. So obviously it's not that bad. It apparently has a famous bar called the Asylum. And mutant people that don't decide not to wear clothes. And have metal crotch plates. Okay, seriously guys, do you really want to go up against this guy? His forearm is bigger than your head. You people clearly haven't gotten to school, but don't worry. I'm allergic to some street brawling. Which basically... You have two types of missions in this game. Get back on track. Main missions and free missions. Free missions can be replayed as many times as you want to earn points. And main missions, which show up in a few seconds. Main missions basically are the story missions, which can usually be unlocked, can usually be only played once during your playthrough of the hub. In order to actually get to said missions, you have to earn points. Very funny, because this game is referencing a lot from a past game that could be seen as a spiritual sequel to this game. I'll explain that later. But for now, basically, you get reward points on beating the crap out of just basically anyone. You get extra points for having a 20-hit combo without getting hit, doing grabs, special killer finishes, and by getting enough points, usually dependent on the thousands, like every 1,000 you get a points, or every 10,000 you get a points. Something along the lines. It depends on the mission, really. A green or orange circle will show up. Orange, of course, means main missions, and green means free. So, without further ado, once I wreck some of these guys who apparently want to stop me from getting my work done, because they're jerks, I can get to the main mission. that will promptly explain who the hell these guys are, and give me a little test of demonstrating my skill and such. And of course, first aid, you have different items you can use, including first aid, but I'll talk about that later. For now, mission objective, kill 50 enemies, which is a nice introduction mission to show you the different types of enemies you can fight throughout this game. First on our list, the Kill Seekers, twisted beings mutated by a plethora of chemical weapons deployed in the last Great War, and the vile cocktail of pollutants released in the atmosphere by emerging nations. While some semblance of humanity remains, one glance at their muddied skin, septic blue blood, and brutal temperament reveals that they've long ceased being human. And this is basically the main enemy of the game. There's going to be different variations throughout the game, but for now, let's just focus on these mooks. Now, the mooks, I guess I could call them Kill Seekers by their official name. Also, F those guys with the lightning, because this game has a weird stun system and it's really annoying. Kill Seekers are going to be your main enemies in the game, and they are very easy to kill. Especially on lower difficulties, of course. Now in this game, since it's a fighting game, a 3D arena fighting game, you have a limited number of options. I pause there because, I am post-recording this, mind you, just want to let you know. But in this game, you have a plethora of simple attacks. You have the basic normal attack, 1-2-hit combo with the normal. You have the heavy attack, which you can combo in, and hopefully not hit an explosive barrel, aka, also, I should also add this explosive barrels and breakable environments in a sense. You can also charge your attack, like I demonstrated earlier on, with the heavy button. You can also grab, with one grab being forward, and if I can grab this guy behind you, yes I can, I should demonstrate the back grab. Each grab does a slightly different degree of damage, I believe, and some, I guess, playable characters don't exactly have a forward and back grab. It depends on the character, really. Also, true to, I guess, Kirby Air Ride, but in a more grittier fashion, certain times throughout the hub levels, or some mission levels, certain events will occur. Take example, the giant gun truck that kind of sped by. That will either happen, or we got a plethora of like fog, we have airstrikes, we have poison gas, which would be the fog really. And that's really it for events. There's varying events for like all 4 areas, which is it kind of makes this game a bit short in a sense, which is, kind of expected. Fighting games usually have at least short and simple campaigns or story modes, I should say. Get out of here, Mr. Naked! Also, this game's soundtrack is usually somewhat along the lines of Mad World, if you ever played Mad World. In terms of, it's like different vocal artists are kind of performing their own styles and variations and such. Which, well, I'm not really a fan of this kind of rap in a sense, which I believe this is kind of part of. Mad World, for some reason, I don't know. Just the style of it, really, I enjoy that soundtrack a bit more than this game. But to finally go back to Mad World, basically, this is a spiritual successor to Mad World, if you haven't noticed by the main character, Jack Kamen. The best indication, after I explain this, bit of a teaser, let me give a second. Pyro Kill Seekers. Mutants can be killed by burning their bodies or destroying their heads. Hence, many Kill Seekers arm themselves with flamethrowers, Molotov cocktails, or flamethrower-equipped flying platforms. The men who volunteer for these roles are often referred to as Pyro Kill Seekers. And after a good chunk of damage is dealt to them, they become volatile, and once their light's going off, you can actually chuck them like an explosive barrel. But like I was saying, the best indication of showing this is a spiritual sequel is basically, look at the icon, I guess a symbol on Jack's biker jacket. It is basically the exact same one shown in the Mad World, I guess everywhere in Mad World, indicating Jack's everything, really. And I think it's kind of neat how they use the same character, Jack, and another character that I'll be giving a bit more explanation to once he shows up. But I like how they changed that relationship a bit. It's weird because this game makes no mention whatsoever to that game, Mad World. It's even funny because Mad World is also created by Platinum Games. And I believe it's actually one of the first games I ever actually bought from Platinum Games, Mad World. Which is a pretty fun game. One thing I really find weird, which I was mentioning earlier about the point system, is Mad World has a system where by dealing a certain amount of points, I mean, the Mad World's whole thing is you're in a game show and killing people grants you a lot of points. But in this game, they decided to bring it back for whatever reason, which is weird. But to go back into this game's game mechanics, Rampage mode. If you notice the flaming, I guess, icon below Jack's name, that is your Rampage bar. When your character model is glowing, or I should say, that little flame is glowing, you can use Rampage. But Executioner, a faction of kill seekers dwelling in the distant Badlands, have gradually mutated over the course of generations, warping themselves into monsters. Not even the broadest interpretation of the word human could describe these creatures now. Devoid of intelligence, they are impossibly large and beastly powerful. Basically the tank of the game. Now, once you're in Rampage mode, you can actually do this really crazy, like, anime super punch mode, which I think is really helpful, and adds to this more frantic nature of Rampage mode. The one thing I've yet to actually comment on, which is the main gameplay mechanic of Anarchy Reigns, is the kill of weapons. Now, the kill of weapons, indicated by the... Oh, I'll get to kill weapons later once it's actually shown, but every time you beat a mission, you get graded. This time around, I get a silver. You can go up to bronze, silver, gold, and, of course, the highest being platinum. Your score is usually based on basic, enemy score, how much time you wasted, or how fast you did, I should say, and your health. And you need to get at least a certain amount of... You get a certain amount of points depending on what grade you get. And the higher grade you get, the faster you're going to be going through missions. But for now, once you complete a mission, if you don't have the option to go to the next mission or story mission, you can either go back to free missions and use that to grind a bit, which I believe I do in this recording. Now, after a while in the hub areas, also you can jack this thing, I'll mind you, real quick, you can jack this thing. Certain areas will allow you to steal it, which uses a flamethrower, it can dash, you can jump with it, and you can just drop off. It's a neat little thing they added real quick. It's the only technically free drivable vehicle you can actually obtain. Also, throughout the level, sometimes these guys with like giant boxes will appear. During these times, you can run these guys over or kill them, however you wish. And they drop an item, either health, either a plethora of items. You have health, you have a stealth option, you can blow up my car because you're a butt, you can fall in lava because you're also a butt. Also, pro tip, lava doesn't hurt you that much, but apparently kills them. He also drops stealth, he also drops different weapons like a rocket launcher and a rifle. And other things that will show up later. One thing I really want to show off is the fact that you can pick up that barrel, of course, that's always neat. But you can actually, if you look around the area, some areas are destructible, and you can actually find hidden safes located here and there. These safes usually contain, I guess, the basic safe thing, the hidden goodies, such as concept art, videos, character models, stuff like that. But for now, let me just fast forward to the actual new mission. Welcome to the next main mission. Every time you get a certain amount of points, of course, like I said before, this time around 100,000, you get access to a story mission. But, sadly, I'm going to have to save that story mission next time on Anarchy Reigns. While searching Alhambra, Jack discovers an old foundry. Who lies in wait for him there? We're going to have to find out next time on Anarchy Reigns. Bye!